All right, some of the feedback has been just so negatives. So there will be some positive news, very positive. At the beginning, it will get more critical. However, despite what people think, being critical does not mean being negative, period. So we'll be having some pro Aaron moments. We can be pro Aaron. So please sign up to the second channel and please consider supporting the channel on Patreon. And this is linked to the subject because some of the render material will have to be taken down because YouTube is very clear, like, you can't do those kind of videos. I thought they were legit parodies, but apparently they're a little too offensive to YouTube. But don't worry, I'm not totally greedy. I will try to find an archive for some of that render material for free, and hopefully people will be able to access it. But, I don't control these systems, but I'll try to find an archive for it. All right, so let's get to the very, very good news with Claire, to be fair to her, and Rinder, technically. Although I think we're going to concentrate on Claire because, let's be honest, she's the real power behind the throne. So let's be honest, she's even formally in charge. She's the presidente. She is el presidente de la República Aftermath Foundation. So let us get to it. What is the good news? Well, a lot of people didn't notice this or not report on this, but if you look closely, it wasn't just the announcement of 3 new board members. If you look closely, Claire is promising an advisory committee. Yes, the people have spoken. They're a little questioning me. They're questioning the Claire Bear, and the Claire Bear's like, no, no, it's fine. Please join us. In fact, we asked for volunteers. So they're, oh, interesting. Seems like a legit offer. Will this mean anything? Don't know. That's a nice olive branch, nice little symbol. Maybe it will have no power, but that's a nice symbol. And hey, they went an extra step and they even thanked Aaron. Yes, they gave Aaron a thank you. They gave Luis a thank you. And they said very clearly, Aaron co-founded the foundation, which is correct. Luis co-founded the foundation, not Mike Rinder. Because you see, kids, if you go back in time, Rinder in the past claimed it was his foundation, even though it was not his foundation. So Claire is like finally rectifying that untruthitude and said, no, clearly Aaron co-founded and Luis co-founded, but now they're gone. But we thank them for their service and they're gone, and we will move on without them. Now, if you're coming very new into this controversy, you might be a little confused. If you began looking at stuff from 2024, you would be like, wait, what is this whole aftermath thing? Okay, well, basically, Aaron left in a hostile takeover, coup d'etat, and Claire and her faction took over. And probably they'd be head scratching is like, wait, I don't know, it's got like pretty independent people, right? We got Ata, we got these 2 other people. How's this a dictatorship? That's today. So yes, if you go from January to today, it doesn't look so bad. It looks like Claire got the feedback and said, okay, fine, we'll have to wait and see if it's really independent. We'll have to wait and see. But she's basically cutely minimizing that transition period when Aaron was formally kicked out and they took over and tried to have full control without any participation of the masses. There was no talk of advisory committee back then. I could go back and check, but they were not promising an advisory committee. They were not promising an explanation. They weren't promising anything. They just took the power. They released a statement, and that was about it. And Claire read the statement, and that was about it. They just acted like, yeah, we took the power. Now they're giving up some power. That's good. So they went from seizing total power to delegating a little bit of power. But again, here we don't play those games. So you can definitely disagree with Aaron. You can criticize Aaron. I've criticized Aaron. But what they did was definitely wrong. Even if it legally was not suspicious, it was definitely a coup d'etat. They just seized the power, a la Fidel Castro, and then pretended after decades, or in this case, a couple months, that, oh, total power? No, no, Fidel, no, no. He just managed things and he gave it to Raul, and Raul passed it on to the party. So it is correct today, the leadership has delegated power. Delegated some power. It's not a total dictatorship anymore. However, after the revolution, you can't say there was no dictatorial phase. Clearly there was. There was a moment in time, at least, where Fidel was pretty much the undisputed leader. How long that lasted, we can debate that, right? It's a very weird system. It was always kind of a partyocracy with the Castro brothers maintaining a lot of power. It's kind of a weird system. However, there's no doubt the Castro brothers had preeminent position, just like there is no doubt in my mind that Claire and Rinder, they're clearly the leadership, right? If you want to say who controls the Aftermath Foundation after the coup d'etat, it was Claire and Rinder. And now I think it's pretty obviously Claire has taken over the whole thing. Now she's in control and Rinder is going to step in the background. Wisely, by the way. So it's kind of good on Claire. She's given up some of the power, but she's not honestly saying she gave up the power. She's more like, yeah, we just had some management issues. Like Aaron went away and some new people came in. Yeah, you could describe the Cuban Revolution that Batista just left and Fidel just saw this office. It was empty. He just came in. It's not like he even forced his way in. I mean, Batista went on vacation. I mean, like, we should be thanking Fidel. I mean, the guy just went on vacation. He never came back. Yeah, you could describe it that way. Another description would be he had a revolution and Batista clearly would have been in physical danger, so he had to leave. And you could even argue that the people did support Castro in certainly the early phases. That's definitely true. There's a lot of data there. However, it's still a dictatorship. It may be a populist dictatorship, but it is a dictatorship. And listen, Claire's popular. I'm sure if you do polling data, probably Claire is actually way more popular than Aaron and or Rinder. That does not matter. Even if a dictatorship is, quote, very popular based, it is still a dictatorship. It's good that Claire is giving up some of the power, but to say she's doing it voluntarily is like, it's being a little facetious. Clearly, they lost a lot of contributions. A lot of volunteers did not volunteer anymore. So they got pushback from the donors, they got pushback from the YouTubers, and they're like, all right, we got to give up something. So Claire, yeah, good. She's giving up some power. She's thanking Aaron. That's also good. But to say she's doing it voluntarily is like, wow. I'm guessing it's more the force of money that forced her to change. But there I am being a little cynical.